Morning, all. All right, so day 2 of the preseason, but we're into day 685 of the count. I think it's 685 of the count. It feels like 685, right? So we're into the top 150. Today we're going to do 150 through 141, and then I'm going to get into the rest of the news and other videos for today. But we are definitely into jerseys that I like quite a bit. We're going to start off with number 150, and this is a Michael Myers t-shirt. Halloween t-shirt, because sure. And then the Penguins hat, because sure, why not? Sure. Number 150 is, I almost said 151. No, 150 is the Iowa Wild. This is a jersey I got through the AHL teams, or AHL store. I was going to say team store, but not team store. But yeah, so Iowa Wild, CCM. I haven't worn this one yet. I like this one quite a bit, though. From the logo, which of course is the same as on the red Minnesota. This borrows elements from various Minnesota jerseys, and it borrows them really, really well. And it actually kind of improves upon a lot of them, so that's why this one's in the top 150. And again, there's a lot of Iowa in the collection, which is kind of an unintended thing that's happened, but both the Wild and the Stars have had really nice jerseys for their AHL affiliates in Iowa. So yep, number 150, right here from Iowa. Number 149 is the Winter Classic version of this jersey, which has the chain stitching all the way around. Nice felt kind of logo. I got the 50th anniversary patch for this through Patch Collectors. I think it's patchcollectors.com. Yeah, it's a size small. Reebok. I like the neckline on it. It is actually a Tarasenko, so since he hasn't been traded yet, it's still a jersey of a current player. I got this one through Retro to Heritage, who are sold out of it. The Reebok Winter Classic version is because I need to replace this jersey. The camera doesn't show it, but this one's in really, really rough shape. But yeah, replacing this for less than $300, good luck. And this has the tag as well. So yeah, this is one of those jerseys that I don't wear often, in part because there's a cat that I'm looking at right now that had something to do with this being in bad shape. Basically, I got it, took one look at it, handed it off to my wife, and informed her that I couldn't look at it too long because the cat might not make it. So she fixed it as best she could. But I still do need to replace this at some point. But it is still an excellent jersey, and I'm glad that I'm getting the white Adidas version, and then, well, cream-colored Adidas version, and then we can compare the Winter Classic Reebok to the Winter Classic Adidas straight across. And, of course, I have the Adidas third, which is very similar to this. And, yeah, I could do a comparison video of all three. All right, let's move on. Number 148 is this 2011 Classic from the Pittsburgh Penguins. I do like this one. The stripes, they're a little bit much, sure, but the two-tone blue is nice. The logo's kind of a fun throwback. This is a Reebok Authentic, and this is one of those interesting jerseys where the first one I got in this design was actually a fake. And then I got a replica. So your Premier, your Reebok Premier jersey, and this is a Reebok Authentic I then found after that. So I've got a fake, a replica, and an authentic. So comparing the three side by side, that's a fun one to do that way as well. But yeah, so there you go, Pittsburgh. Yeah, number 148. And yeah, this is a really, really nice jersey. Again, they are all pretty nice from here. Number 147, New York Rangers, blue. This is their current jersey, of course. Now, the interesting thing is that normally wordmark jerseys are going to be lower on my countdowns, but this one being Rangers, it's a classic. The colors, of course, everything about it being a classic. This is a JT Miller. Interestingly enough, I got the JT Miller jersey before he was a Canuck. So, I mean, I've had a theory that I get these guys before the Canucks. But again, lots of players come and go out of Vancouver, so it's an interesting tactic to have. But yeah, so JT Miller, New York Rangers, very, very fine jersey. And yeah, so not really any complaints about this Rangers. Again, unlike a lot of other word marks, I do like the Rangers a lot because it is part of their classic look. Number 146 is this Winnipeg Jets white jersey. Again, this is the current jersey that they're wearing. This has the 10-year patch on it. I ordered the patch. I ordered the name and number kit for this one as well. It is a Scheifele. Hold all your booing for later if you're a Montreal fan. But yeah, so Winnipeg, you see the 55. It was one of those things too where the name and number kit was sent, and my wife had to figure it out, and she did find that the numbers on the sleeves were the most challenging part of that. I think it was that was the first name and number kit she'd put on a jersey for me, and yeah, so there you go. Winnipeg Jets, and we'll see a lot of the Jets as we get further on in the countdown because they have some pretty nice jerseys, though I do prefer the throwbacks. Number 145, Texas Stars, green one. And this, again, this is an example of an AHL team that does use the same color palette as their parent team, but I think they do it really, really well. And there's some differences in how the striping's done. And I think there's some nice Texas jerseys. Of course, I have the red, white, and blue. I can't believe they made that a thing jersey. Which, of course, the American flag one has already been on the countdown. But, yeah, Texas Stars. I believe this one I got from a subscriber, actually. The American flag one I bought myself off the AHL store for relatively cheap price, considering it's a great conversation starter. But yeah, Texas Stars, a little bit different with the logos on the shoulder. Still says Stars in the neckline. And, of course, it's a CCM because it's an AHL jersey. Yeah, I do like this one a lot. I like the logo. There's not much not to like about the Texas Stars jerseys. Number 144. So, I every now and then I'll look up, like, lists of jerseys and say, all right, so where do other people have jerseys listed? And I found I'm trying to think of where I found it, but there was a list on ranking home and away jerseys. So they took every team's home and away, and then, all right, here's the best one, and here's all the way down to 31, because it was before Seattle comes in, right? And this one was ranked as the worst home and away in the league. And I thought, it's not, though. It really isn't. The Ducks, I love the logo. I do. I understand that the Mighty Ducks one is one people like more. Well, you're in luck because it's on the shoulder. I like the orange here. I like the gold around here. The orange at the back. The striping, while it is a bit confused on the side, very much like what the Calgary Flames were sporting before they went back to their old jerseys. I think it's a very nice, clean jersey, and I do think this is the best home and away that Anaheim's had in their history. So, again, I understand that it may not be popular. It may be easy for people to say, well, Anaheim's got the worst in the league, but that was true when they had the word mark on the front. That was very much true when they had the word mark on the front, but with this, with the Web D and all of that, I think it looks really good, and I'm perfectly fine with having it at this point on the countdown, and I believe the White Ducks is even higher up. I'm pretty sure I haven't grabbed the white Anaheim Ducks jersey yet. So, yeah, I like them. It may very well be unpopular to do so, but I think it's a nice logo. I think it's a nice design, and no apologies. Number 143, we stay in California. This might be the ultimate example of a design that I wasn't a fan of when it initially was revealed, that I became a fan of later, which is this look for the LA Kings. Of course, this is the Adidas throwback they did, and yeah, I have to admit, the striping's nice. Maybe it was the thing that I didn't like the Raiders, so when they went to the Raiders colors, it was like, oh, Raiders, but, while I loved the purple jerseys, and I love that look that they had, this Kings jersey's higher up than most purple jerseys for the Kings. There are a couple yet to come, but yeah, the Kings, they've had some excellent jerseys over the years. You'll see what a fan I am of their designs as we get closer to number one, but yeah, this one has grown on me over the years. And I don't think they're wearing this one this year either. I know they have a new third coming. I don't think this one's being worn this year. I think it was just for the 1 year. So, glad I got it when it was available. Number 142 as we get close to the end of this portion of the countdown. And it is the Toronto Maple Leafs. It is their current jersey. And yes, excellent. The logo is fantastic. That's the one that they should use, period. No more changes, no more messing around with it. This is a Mitch Marner jersey, and I did get it on sale during the playoffs. Adidas, of course, getting rid of as much of the Climalite jerseys as possible. I do now have 2 of the prime green jerseys. They feel exactly the same. Exactly the same. So unless a team's logo has changed, I do not recommend replacing the Climalite and Aero Readies in your collection with prime green unless the logo has changed in some manner. And as far as I can tell and everything I've seen, the Toronto Maple Leafs logo on the new prime green ones is exactly the same, which it should be because it's a nice logo. And so, yeah, everything in this is perfect. Original 6 looks, the classic original 6 looks are the best ones. And Toronto, harkening back to their older look, I think is a good move. And maybe at some point they eventually win the Stanley Cup, and that conversation goes by the wayside, which should be perfectly fine with me. Number 141 is kind of a twofer. So this is a replica. This is an authentic. This authentic here I got from Van City Sports. This replica I got off eBay. Now, the difference between the two, this one is an authentic on ice Reebok. And I got it through Van City Sports. So, of course, we've got the fight strap in here. The difference really, and the camera can't really show it well enough, but the difference between the two is noticeable. It is absolutely noticeable. So when people ask, like, is there really a difference between the two? Absolutely. Heavier shoulder patches, better stitched on logo. I believe this one's not actually stitched on, but it's a CCM. So, no, this one's heat pressed on. This one's not stitched on. This one is. So, yeah, there are some differences. I do prefer the authentic one, of course. The authentic one's a little bit heavier. You can see the elbow pads, the room for the elbow pads right in here. And yeah, so it is. I think it's a nicer jersey. This one is a size 46, and this one's a size small. So they're both the same size, essentially. You just grab the arm here. Yeah. So the arm's a little bit longer on the Reebok one, but since it's an on ice, it's made to be worn over equipment. So that's the difference between the two. And yeah, so not too bad of a way to end this part of the countdown at 141. And I'm really happy with this one. Oh, and you can tell the difference with the stitching on the sleeves too. It's completely different in the way that it's put together. This is a stronger garment, and again, for the extra cost at the time. And it was not the price for authentic on ice off of Van City Sports that it would have been at the time these came out. But yeah, so this is the original Orca from the Vancouver Canucks, which I hope they do a throwback to at some point. Has it been long enough now for us to do a throwback to this color palette for a throwback? We'll see. But anyways, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, just tapping upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.